Okay, so here's part 2. In Paris, Madame Bonfamille woke up when she saw her cat's basket had disappeared. She searched the whole house. "Duchess, Toulouse, Marie, Berlioz, where are you?" she called. She rang out for Edgar, but he, too, was nowhere to be found. Rochefort woke up to Madame's desperate calling for her cats. He was still sleepy, but he crawled out of his hole. Just then, Edgar walked in the front door. Madame ran downstairs when she heard the front door slam. "Edgar, where were you? Somebody has stolen my children," cried the distraught old lady. "Stolen? I don't think so," lied Edgar. "They probably went out for a walk." "But their basket is gone, too," protested Madame. "I know they were stolen." Rochefort listened carefully. "Madame is right. Duchess, Berlioz, Toulouse, and Marie have been stolen," thought the mouse with shock. "Oh, the milk we had for dinner made us sleepy." And Edgar returned from where? Slowly the mouse put two and two together. Edgar must have taken the cats away, but why and where? Rochefort put on his detective cap and set out to get more evidence. The next morning, Berlioz, Toulouse, and Marie were afraid. "What's going to happen to us?" they cried to their mother. "Where is Madame? We want to go home." Duchess did not know what to tell them. All of a sudden, an enormous tomcat jumped out in front of her. "Hello, my name is Abraham de Tracy Thomas," he said. "O'Malley for short, and at your service, ma'am." O'Malley did not seem distinguished, but Duchess decided to trust him. As best as she could, she explained the strange happenings of the night before. "I'm just an alley cat, Princess," he said to her with a smile, "but I'll do my best to get you back home." "He called me Princess," thought Duchess. He knows we are AristoCats. I think he will get us back home." But Marie was not so sure. "Mother, I don't want to follow him. He looks strange. Where will he take us?" she whimpered. "He will take us back to Madame," said Duchess firmly. "O'Malley is going to help us get home. Now come on, do as you are told." The tomcat had spotted a truck by the side of the road. Quietly he ordered them to get into the back. Just as he leapt into the truck after them, the engine roared and the truck pulled away, heading for Paris. Sorry. But a little further ahead, the truck came again to a full stop. The driver let out a moan. "A breakdown jump," ordered O'Malley. If the driver found them in his truck, they would be in trouble. O'Malley decided to follow the railroad tracks to the city. It was going to be a long walk, and Berlioz, Toulouse, and Marie were not very happy. "We never should have taken the truck. We should have taken the train," complained Berlioz. "Does this cat look like the sort to take a train?" commented Toulouse. "Tell him that we are AristoCats," said Marie, trying to look dignified. "How ungrateful you are," scolded Duchess. "You ought to thank him for helping us find our way home." Just as the ground started to shake and thunder sound broke the peaceful country's silence, a train shouted O'Malley. Without thinking, he pushed Duchess and her 3 kittens under the bridge. They huddled together as the roaring train thundered across the bridge above them. They were very frightened. "The train will get to Paris before we do," sighed Toulouse sadly. "We'll be there rather soon," O'Malley said reassuringly. But Duchess was desperately looking for Marie. "Marie, Marie," she called out. The little kitten had disappeared. "Meow, meow," 2 faint cries were heard below. When the train roared by, Marie had slipped off her perch and fallen into the river. "Meow, meow," she cried as the current carried her away. O'Malley quickly jumped into the water to rescue her. With a few powerful strokes, he reached Marie and lifted her above the water, and he swam back to shore. Duchess took hold of her daughter. "O'Malley," she said with tears of gratitude in her eyes, "I cannot thank you enough for this. You have saved my daughter's life." Marie looked at the tomcat and shyly whispered a little thank you. O'Malley had won her trust. Two white geese glided up to O'Malley. They had watched him rescue Marie. "What a show you put on," clucked the first one. "An excellent show," added the second one. "I thought cats hated to swim." "Who are you?" asked O'Malley, a little flattered. "We are the Gable sisters. I am Amelie, and this is Amelie," answered the first. "We are very pleased to meet you, Mr. O'Malley," he finished the tomcat. Amelie and Amelie giggled, much to Berlioz and Toulouse's amusement. Once everyone was safely back on the river bank, the cats began to explain to the Gable sisters what had happened. "Paris," they interrupted, delighted. "We are going to Paris as well." Well, we've never been to the city. Why don't we all go together?" Toulouse, Berlioz, and Marie had never seen geese before, and they were fascinated by Amelie and Amelie. "Oh yes, come with us," they cried out together. "We'd love you to come," and with that they all headed towards Paris. It was close to midnight when they reached the city. O'Malley and the AristoCats said goodbye to the Gable sisters. "Let's take a shortcut home," suggested O'Malley. When the geese had left, "Hop on my back, Marie," he called to the tired kitten. He then led them up to the roofs, which he used as streets. Marie, Toulouse, and Berlioz had never seen the city from above. "Wow, this is great!" exclaimed Toulouse. They went by an open skylight. "Meow, listen to the music," cried Berlioz. "I've never heard anything like it." "Why don't we stop?" offered O'Malley. "These musicians are good friends of mine." They peered inside the skylight, and the three little kittens could not believe their eyes. Down below was the piano and a trumpet of concertina, a contrabass and a guitar, and a group of cats playing like crazy. "What a wonderful music!" cried Marie, who wanted to sing. It's as exciting as opera." It's as exciting as opera." Duchess was a little taken aback. She was used to classical music. "This is called jazz," explained O'Malley. "It comes from America. These guys are great musicians. Let me introduce you." "Oh yes," cried the kittens. "This is Scat Cat, the famous trumpeter, and his band," said O'Malley. "Scat, these are my friends, Duchess and her three kittens, Berlioz, Toulouse, and Marie." "Howdy," said Scat Cat, tipping his hat. "It may not be a match," said O'Malley to Duchess apologetically, "but it's a lot of fun. Would you like to dance?" Shyly, Duchess took his hand, and then she soon was whirling and jumping across the floor with the tomcat. Berlioz and Toulouse jumped on top of the straw hat and danced just as hard. They had never had so much fun. "This solo for Duchess, the prettiest cat I've ever seen," announced Scat Cat. O'Malley was a little jealous, but Duchess was touched by the alley cat's melodious music. When the music stopped, Berlioz blurted out, "I'm going to become a jazz musician just like Scat Cat." "Wonderful," said Scat, flattered. "I'll give you jazz lessons." "Oh, yeah," purred the little kitten. Everyone chuckled. "Time to move on," announced Scat Cat. "We always go for a tour on the streets as it is at this hour." "Nice meeting you," he called to Duchess. O'Malley and the AristoCats waved goodbye to their friends. "Thank you," called out Berlioz after them. Thank you," echoed Toulouse and Marie. They had a grand time. Sorry. Sorry. O'Malley Duchess strolled out to sit in a nearby chimney. They watched the starry night, thinking about how their lovely evening they had together. Toulouse, Burles, and Marie gazed at them from the windowsill. They knew that they soon have to leave their new friend. "Mother looks so happy, doesn't she?" said Marie sleepily. "Yeah, and I love O'Malley. He has great friends," added Berlioz with a yawn. "It would be so great if he could come and live with us," sighed Toulouse. O'Malley was sad to see them go. "I too am going to miss you," he told Duchess. "I'll miss you too. You have been so very nice to us, O'Malley." "Thank you," said Duchess, "but we must go back to Madame." Meanwhile, Edgar had returned to the countryside to retrieve his sidecar, hat, and umbrella, but Napoleon and Lafayette had made themselves at home with them. They were still laughing about their successful chase. "This basket is very comfortable," said Lafayette told Napoleon. "It's even got cushions. I wonder whose it was chasing that fellow was worth it," chuckled Napoleon, wearing his new hat. "These are better beds than ourselves, old haystack in the barn." Edgar sneaked up on them. He had brought his fishing pole to help him get his things back, but there was nothing he could do until the dogs had fallen asleep. Sorry. Okay, so I'm going to stop this part here, and I'll see you in part 3. Thank you for watching. Bye. Sorry, I thought I pressed the button. So anyway, thank you for watching. Bye. Oops.